I'm Rubus, and today I'm sharing with you all a Ronan deck, which was an archetype just recently buffed in yesterday's OTA. We had Ronan going from a 5-3 to a 5-5, which seriously raises his floor. A 2-point difference might not seem much at most, but that's honestly the difference of him being kind of an average to small card to being likely the biggest 5-drop at his stat stick at his cost, right? And in conjunction with that, we had a change to Maximus, bringing him from a 3-7 to a 2-6, which is the biggest statted 2-drop in the game. This in conjunction with cards like Master Mold, you can use them to fill up your opponent's hand. And pretty much I was getting max power Ronins in a lot of matchups versus Thanos, versus Lockdown. It was kind of, actually, I was very surprised by this. But yeah, just to give a quick overview of the deck, it's kind of like a good cards list with a little bit of tech. We have Nebula and Iceman as just like solid 1-drops. Iceman trying to keep our opponent's hand full. Nebula just as like a powerful lane that they have to answer. Ideally, then we curve out into Mold or Jeff. Jeff can help us activate later on our Miss Marvel, as well as just be a good card. Mold helps clog up our opponent's hand early on. After that, we have Maximus. Maximus, you don't want to play early unless you're in a matchup where you want to vie for priority, or their hand is already full. Ideally, you want to actually play it after you play a Master Mold, since it usually won't draw them any cards, since their hands will already be full and they're already drawing a card. So a common play line I was doing was like Iceman, Nebula on 1, into like Jeff on 2, into like Iceman, Maximus on 3. And part of that is because our 3-drops are a little bit more of a tech 3s here. We have Mystique, which I'm using in this deck to copy Ronan, as well as Miss Marvel. Both of those are very, very solid hits, and Juggernaut, which kind of serves as our pseudo-Eliathan deck. But if you have to, it's still just a very, very solid thing to play out on turn 3, just to mess up with our opponent's board. It's honestly a powerful tool. I like it a lot. Then in our 4 slots, we have Miss Marvel and Iron Lad, both extremely powerful, right? Miss Marvel is 415. We're not filling the board too much. So the unique cost is not really too bad. Synergy of Mystique. And we have Iron Lad, which is just a really, really solid card. When it copies Ronan, it's like 20 power. Copies Doom, it's like 15 power. Copies Miss Marvel, it's 15 power. It can also copy our Molds and our Maximuses. There's not really a whiff for him. Ronan is the core of the deck, just a huge stat stick on turn 5 or 6. That honestly can't really be beat by much other than maybe Blobs and Thanos. Then we have Legion. Legion is definitely a tech card. If you want to run a Mobius instead, or a Cosmo, maybe you're seeing more Destroy, or you're seeing more Loki, you can do that. I was seeing a lot of greedy magic decks, so I was seeing Hella Tribunal, I was seeing just regular Tribunal, I was seeing She-Hulk Infinite, so I decided to run this Legion to counter those decks. Surprisingly, in this Gold Conquest, I did not find that, but it's still just generically useful 5 for when you whiff on your Ronan. And lastly, just Dr. Doom, which is just a honestly solid thing. Spreads stats around the board, which is super helpful when you're already playing a Ronan that they have to deal with, right? And yeah, it's a deck that really molds together. You have a lot of different play lines, right? You can spread with Doom, or you can go Ronan into Mystique Juggernaut, or you can go Ronan into like Maximus Juggernaut. All these things are just really powerful. It's a lot of fun. It honestly feels competitively viable, so I was pretty happy about that. And yeah, this was the main deck I got to test out, so definitely looking forward to testing more OTA changes. Let me know what you liked in the comments. Definitely like and subscribe. I'll also make one quick note that this was actually an off-stream recorded video, so let me know how my commentary is here. I'm pretty much just talking about the game. Versus sometimes in my videos where I'm talking to chat. There's no chat here, I was just talking through my thought process. Let me know what you think. Do you prefer me to be a little bit more talkative at some points, or less talkative? Would you want me to bring up different topics? I wasn't sure if I should talk about other stuff when I'm like waiting for my opponent to make their turn. I could also attempt to cut those out. It's a little bit tricky to do that though, because usually, like, when my opponent's thinking for a long time, I'll note like why they would be thinking for a long time, which might be useful info that you want. But yeah, so let me know how you like that change of pace, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace. Alright, they can play a 5-drop. I just play Miss Marvel, which is winning every location. So unless they saved reality for right now, we're in a really good spot. There's just 15 stats. I don't think they can match this without some sort of disruption. Right, they can only do 5 mana, so there's no Goliath or anything coming out. Nope. Get the good old castle roll. Very, very solid. Solid set of wins. Juggernaut coming clutch just for control. Probably hit a reality stone or something similar, I'm guessing, if they played it here. Yeah, reap the rewards. It's just very solid early turn. Alright, we're into the second game. This time notably not against a Thanos, since they only have 8 cards in their deck currently. So pretty solid opening curve. We have Iceman into a Jeff on Muir Island, which is awesome. It's power that I can move around. If they don't have a turn 2, I'll likely snap. If they do, we'll have to see what they have. Jeff, so on equal footing here. With Cloning Vats, I will play a Master Mold there. Try and clog up their hand so they can't get anything, or they lose some draws. Let's do that. We'll get another one for ourselves. Alright, Medusa likely means that this is the Control Storm build, which can be a little bit tricky to deal with. So we're gonna have to watch for things like Miss Marvel, Goliath, Professor X. The works. So that's what I'm already thinking about here. If we could get a Ronan, that would be the best draw. Obviously Miss Marvel would also be very solid. Iron Lad would give us a chance to get both, so that's what I'm looking for here. Otherwise I'm just trying to set myself up to get Muir Island value, as well as just set up this Nebula here. Okay, they're actually the Sentry version of the list, so I do need to fill over here so that they can't Annihilus me this over. I will do that with Nebula and Iron Lad, which will hopefully hit Ronan. If it doesn't, we might be in a bit of a pickle, since I won't have priority for Juggernaut. So it's like an Annihilus mid, a Blackbolt. Okay, so it's like a Blackbolt Annihilus build. Maximus doesn't achieve anything. Still just puts me in kind of an awkward spot. They're snapping me. I think we leave here. Lose to stature and a variety of stuff, right? And put out 12 power in a location, 19, 21, but they could easily just move this here, play like a Doctor Doom. So I think I just take the leave here. Opponent's clearly confident in their play. And we are missing our Ronan and Miss Marvel, which are our 2 strongest cards in the deck. Alright, we'll have to keep in mind about that Blackbolt though, for sure. Do this, set up a Jeff. Honestly, Hawkeye's a pretty good pull here. So 1-4, all things considered. Maybe with Extra Energy I play a Sabretooth. Just a slightly better card, bigger card. Gives me the opportunity to play Jeff somewhere else. This woman is from Triskelion. Okay. 'Cause, 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 Set up a Miss Marvel here into a Ronan. To Mystique. I think I'll snap here. I'll set this up over here so when I go Miss Marvel I can Ronan here. Potentially. Might just be giving up Necrosha to a potential Sentry. Something to think about though. I just dump a run in here. I always count my power over here. I'm always getting the void, most likely. Blackbolt is fine. Just caps him there. Which is honestly pretty nice for me. You go Mystique Maximus somewhere. I'm a little bit afraid of Shang-Chi middle. But they can't Shang-Chi and Annihilus me. So I believe I just go like this. And call it a day. I don't think they can ever win here. A Viper maybe they could get me. And they hit the right one. If it's just Stature and Annihilus, we always win here. Nice. Nice 4 cubes. Yeah, it looks like just a Stature Blackbolt Annihilus list. Something that I've considered in the past. I did always find it a bit awkward that if you have Annihilus and Blackbolt in hand, you would have to wait to Annihilus. Which gives your opponent a lot more counterplay as far as filling the lanes go. So that was always my major issue with the list. Yeah, if possible, I should hold Maximus for later in the game. It's just much more effective that way. Because they have a lot of combo pieces that they want to play together. Being said, this into Shuri's Lab is really good. So I think I just take it. Take the value. They also run their own Nebula. Just gonna wonder if they're running Storm or not. Yeah, that's part of the reason I want to play Maximus now too. It gives me just an easier line to do. One thing to note, is Nidavellir means it's kind of hard for them to send stuff over to me. So I could Legion and just make it really tough for them. Drop an Iron Lad here, and then likely go into like Legion Doom. I think I'll snap here. If I hit Juggernaut, I might not even need to Legion. Mystique is bad though. But my start here is really good. I don't think there's a combination of cards that I can't counter. Ronan's a great hit. What Sentry middle? They can't send me a -5 guy across. I actually don't have a way to turn it off. That being said, I could just run in here. It's pretty hard for them to fill in that. And they want to Blackbolt this turn as well, right? Or do they not? Possible they're skipping the Blackbolt line this time? No, they're not. Do lose that, but now they can't send over the Void. That being said, Probably better if I play around Shang-Chi, which I could by doing this. Obviously Shang-Chi could end up here, which would suck, but I think this is a safer play line than the Doom. Okay, we have 50-50, 2 50-50s on the Shang-Chi. If that's what's under there. Just be something plus stature. Yeah. Stature Annihilus. Sure. Awesome. That's why Juggernaut's so good. Just straight up better than Doom. It's like an Goliath that's allows you to go like Mystique Goliath, which is super powerful in this deck. Honestly, I find it core. But I'm sure different people have different opinions. One drop here, a little bit unfortunate, but we do have Mold. Marvel. Mini Lab is annoying. Would have been so good if I had Nebula. Guess I can't play Miss Marvel there. Miss Marvel probably goes to the right then. If I have a Nebula into there, it's a little bit annoying. If it's just Medusa, I'll live. Okay, Maximus here. Never getting the Miss Marvel buff over here, right? So might as well try and just maximize the Stark Tower. Even if they play 2 cards, they only get 1 draw. If they play 1 card, they actually don't get any draw. Right, they're gonna draw that 1 card anyways. So Mold into Maximus is pretty solid here. Just gonna try and get the Stark Tower bonus. Set up maybe just to get 5 extra middle. Yeah, if they have Annihilus this time, I don't really have a way to deal with it. That's a thing to note. Just gonna play a Ronan. That being said, it never makes sense to retreat here. Because we're going to tie stakes next round, so we want to be on an odd number. That being said, if they do have the Annihilus, I am always dead here. So I'll play as if they don't have Annihilus. Never makes sense to leave. Maybe they don't have it because they played a whole bunch of cards. That being said, I did kind of mess this up a little bit, and I probably should have played Jugg on the other side. I'm losing mid now. Yeah, I should have played Jugg left here. I did not think they would move the draft. That was a misplay by me. Left was safer then. Yeah, okay, now, but whether I left or not, they would still need to win 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row, right? The difference between 8 and 7 when I'm up like this. It's just that. Middle is great because I can get into there with these chuffs. So far I haven't seen one from them. Yeah, I'll just set up my drafts in Miss Marvel here. Hopefully it's something that buffs the drafts. Russia, not really that, but it's fine. I don't think I'm on an Iron Lad because of the odds it can hit Legion. I'll probably just send Miss Marvel instead. Let's leave that lane clogged. Can always Iron Lad next turn. Looking for a Ronan here. Let's do this, I guess. I should do it the other order. Guess I hit Mystique. So I'm gonna copy the Marvel. Wait, Blackbolt, I lose Juggernaut, but I still have Doom. Pretty far ahead, so I should be in a good spot in most cases. Ronan's a great hit here, by far the best one. Yeah, now I believe they're just dead. Just do this. And this, and I should be good. Stack power on the left and right, so but they don't have a way mid without a draft, and if they draft, I'm gonna win tiebreakers, right? It's a treat. And we get the second up of the deck. Very solid. Got Thanos, got a Century Annihilus deck. Just, I mean, the 5 power on him. This was 6 power, but he would have been like 19, 17 power. Just like a bigger Dyna. And you get to run a little bit more disruption, right? Maximus is just a good card to run, right? Alright, we're getting to the third game. And we are playing against a non-Thanos deck. Always note at the beginning. We do get Novaroma, unfortunately we still don't get a 1-drop. But it does help our run-in. We get an Elysium flip-up, which is intriguing. It does make Maximus less appealing. Makes Mold a little bit less appealing. I believe I just played out, maybe bait them to filling the board with the molds. Both our hands are almost full, so it could deny some card draw. I'm gonna hold the Maximus for power later. Yeah, here we deny a draw. It's very solid. They play out their Storm. If I have priority, I can go Juggernaut there. Otherwise, I can just play this Iron Lad and ideally hit not Legion. All of my hits are pretty good. I want to see what they play before I snap. They play like a Sentry, it's kind of awkward. Alright, so this is gonna be a who gets Jeff kind of game. I have a am I betting 1 cube on the Jeff? I think so. I think I leave, because if they have the Jeff, they always stay, right? I don't have the Jeff, so I gotta leave. Right, they stayed. They're very obviously a movement style deck, as we saw with the Nightcrawler, so that's a little unfortunate. That was one of the few cards that punished me there. We do go into the starting at a bit of a deficit. They went Nebula left, intriguing. Let's play this, shrink the Nebula, even though Fist Tower will rotate. Fist Tower and New York. Intriguing. I think I just play out Maximus for power. Their deck usually has trouble rotating a lot of cards, so I'm gonna play out Maximus over here. It's not like a Loki deck where every point matters, or every card matters. Alright, let's play an Iron Lad here. Hopefully New York flips middle. We'll see, I'll have a Legion too, so we can mess up them towards the last turn. Miss Marvel is a decent hit, especially if New York goes mid. Let's do this to keep shrinking their Nebula. Then I'll play my own Doctor Doom. They could storm here is what I'm a little bit worried about. But if they do, I can just fight for here, right? This is 11 middle. Okay, they're just leaving. Cool. There's some argument for snapping earlier there. I think they would have left even if I snapped after the Nebula. I do find it a little weird that they Gamora'd mid, but maybe they're watching for a Legion mid. I don't know. Not really 100% sure, but yeah, very likely their last few cards are Doctor Doom, Jeff, Eliath, or what I'm playing around, and then 2 unknowns. Really looking for 105 1s or 2s here. Escort mildly annoying. But that being said, giving them mold, it's not the worst thing in the world. Okay, Daredevil is 1, so they're probably running Profex. Profex Doom Eliath is what I would assume the last few cards are. That being said, I am a bit behind, so I believe I have to, I was going to say try and Iron Lad this Doom. Did not get it, so I'm just going to Miss Marvel instead. The Iron Lad and Nebula. I just want to spread my power out here, more or less. I think I'm just dropping a Ronan. I'm gonna drop it here. If they prof here, maybe I get a Jeff to win over there. This prevents them from profing middle. If they snap a Gamora, I probably leave. Right, I just had no early game here. I do have Mystique, so if I top deck a Maximus, I'd be able to do something. Miss Marvel. Sure. That being said, they are just ridiculously far ahead. Just played their own guy. Mystique is probably going to be like 8. I would expect like Jeff left, Nightcrawler left Doom, which would add 21 over onto Oscorp, which I don't believe I can beat here. Any combination of cards, since it would have had to been Maximus off the top, so I'm gonna leave for 1. Either I'm running a 50-50 Eliath, or but I can't beat the Doom. It's a bigger issue. Okay, if I try Nebula, I'll play it. Iceman, I don't. Could go Maximus Iceman next turn. This is close to snappable. Let's see what they do this turn. Okay, I'll snap here with Miss Marvel into Ronan into Mystique Jugg. Seems very powerful to me. Their turn, on the other hand, was fairly weak. They probably stay if they have a Miss Marvel. They do get a free hit on my Ronan. They get to figure out where that goes, right? Being said, my Ronan is likely going to be bigger than their Gamora, so it should maintain priority. Right there, I'm up every location here. Nebula does get fairly large, but I'll play into next turn. Mara does not steal the buff. That being said, theoretically it can. But yeah, like I said, their deck does struggle to put out a lot of stats. And I'm currently up a ton. They're at 14. My goodness, that's 17. So they play 2 cards, it ties, and they still need to play another. Yeah, so one advantage we have over our opponents is running a lot of control tools, right? Like Storm and probably Profix. And I just ignore those and I'm just playing for stats, right? Even though I have a very similar style of deck as far as like Nebula, Miss Marvel stuff goes, right? Daily Bugle, let me say we have one of these 4. Getting their Storm is interesting. Not really something I want to play. I'd probably play a Maximus over that, but Savage Land is interesting because I have Legion. Don't believe they do know about it from the first game. I'm gonna drop Maximus and Iceman here. I think I'm gonna drop Maximus over here. Iceman mid and go Iron Lad mid. Hoping to hit Miss Marvel or Ronan. They go Storm on the right, Sentry Gang. Iron Lad can be Juggernaut, Ronan, Draft Marvel, or Nebula, so that definitely goes over here. All those are really good hits. If we hit Ronan, Drug, I can probably snap. Drug is a little bit sketchy, but they can't Miss Marvel there, so see what they hit. Hit a draft. I think I snap regardless. Then I run in middle. I have Mystique. They can move the Iron Lad out, obviously, but I'm just gonna say they can't win the other lanes. Ideally, I get a Juggernaut off the top. My Ronans are full power. It's gonna be a 19 or 17. And how many cards they play? And then that means my Mystique will be likely 12. They went for the Profix, but they missed. Just unfortunate for them. Even if it hit, I think they would need like Sean in their deck, which they likely don't have. I would very much assume that their last 2 cards are Doom and Goliath. Those are the most popular cards played in that spot. I can likely put them all in here with Nebula on one and Miss Marvel in hand. So I'm gonna do that. Right, this looks like almost a perfect curve. Nebula and Negative Zone makes their plays a lot worse if they're trying to play into it. early. Meanwhile, I can just play into theirs pretty freely. Yeah, I figured they'd only stay with Eternal Nebula as well. Right, Daredevil is just minus power there straight up. Limbo's intriguing because I do run Legion. Keep in mind they do know that I run Legion. I just Tempo Maximus into Miss Marvel or Lad. Probably Miss Marvel first and then Lad otherwise. Can move Jeff so I don't have to worry about the Miss Marvel stuff here. Can always Mystique my Miss Marvel as well. It's a viable option. I'd expect to see their Miss Marvel here. If they don't, I feel like they're in a rough spot. They choose to Storm. Interesting. So they want to end this game as early as possible. I can just dunk my Ronan into the flooding if I want. Or I could go Mystique, Iceman. Both are very valid plays. You just play the Ronan, it's just a lot of stats, right? They want to contest it, they're gonna have to move stuff over. Yeah, Ronan being this large is actually kind of absurd. It's just always bigger than Dino, and I'm able to tempo out most of my hand with Miss Marvel. Alright, so we got Nebula value here. Right, they're playing Gamora, but their Gamora is just smaller. My Miss Marvel's not even active yet. That being said, I think I just Iron Lad here. It hits Doom, Juggernaut, or Mold, which all do a very good job of winning other locations, right? Assume they're gonna go for like a Doom line, and this should beat that always. So how far am I ahead on the left? Get Juggernaut. Yeah, even if that's a Doom, it's only 10 middle, right? And 0 on the left. And doesn't even actually win the floating, just ties. Alright, perfect. I think that was a pretty good showcase of this deck. Apologies if I was a little bit soft-spoken. It's pretty late at night. Had a rough day, but I hope you enjoyed. If you made it this far, definitely drop a like and sub if you're not already. I don't do these too often. Yeah, I figured go through a slow walkthrough with an interesting deck. We got 3 very different matchups. So that's a pretty good showcase. I actually kind of like this a lot. Maybe I'll do it again. Let me know if you do want me to do this kind of just direct talk where I'm talking directly to you, the YouTube audience, in a more peaceful tone in the future. But otherwise, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace. Oh yeah, and in case you think that I was cheating and I wasn't actually playing the Infinity ticket, I was. Alright, have a good night.